Right now, let's go straight into the real story. This matter is getting people very attentive, and I will break everything down step by step in a way you will understand clearly. Just stay with me, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe because you don't want to miss any update like this. What is happening now is not just an ordinary situation. We are looking at a serious development involving people close to power. And when things like this start showing, you have to pay attention because sometimes small signals can tell a bigger story. We are seeing a situation where Auxilia Mnangagwa is being mentioned in connection with the military, and at the same time, there is talk about Chiwenga's wife receiving some form of warning connected to a person called Zodwa. Now, when you hear something like this, you don't rush. You take it step by step. Let me explain it in a simple way so everybody can understand. In any country, when top political figures and the military are being mentioned in the same discussion, it becomes sensitive because the military is not just any group. It is a strong institution that plays a very important role in stability and order. Now, when you add someone like Auxilia Mnangagwa into that kind of space, it becomes even more interesting because she's not just standing quietly. She's active, visible, and involved in many activities across the country. So her name carries weight. So what is the situation trying to show us? It is showing us that there may be movements happening behind the scenes. Not everything you see on the surface is the full picture. And that is why stories like this begin to come out in bits. At the same time, when you hear that Chiwenga's wife is being warned, you have to understand the connection. Chiwenga himself has a strong background linked to the military. So anything that touches his side will always attract attention. Now let's slow it down again. A warning does not always mean something negative. Sometimes it can mean advice. Sometimes it can mean caution. Sometimes it can mean people are trying to control how certain things are said or done. So don't rush to think in one direction. Keep your mind open. And please, as you are following this, don't forget to like this video and subscribe because I will keep breaking things down for you in a clear and simple way. Now let's talk about this name that is creating curiosity, Zodwa. This is where things become more interesting because once a new name enters a sensitive conversation, people start asking questions. Who is this person? What is their role? And why are they being mentioned in such a serious discussion? But listen carefully. Not every name that appears in a story has a fully confirmed role. Sometimes names are added into conversations without full clarity, and that is why we must always stay balanced. Now, let's connect everything together so you can see the bigger picture clearly. You have a first lady who is active and influential, a vice president with a strong military background, a military institution that is powerful and respected. And now talk of warnings and connections involving another name. When you put all this together, it creates a situation that people will naturally want to understand deeper. And this is where you as a viewer must be smart. Always ask yourself, what is fully confirmed? What is still developing? What should I wait for before making a conclusion? Because in situations like this, rushing can lead to misunderstanding. Now, let me make this even clearer for you. Sometimes in leadership environments, there are moments where different interests, different opinions, and different directions begin to show. And when that happens, even small signals can start to look big. It does not always mean there is conflict, but it can mean there are conversations happening behind the scenes. And when those conversations begin to come out in public space, even in small ways, people start paying attention. So what we are seeing here is a situation that is drawing attention because of the people involved and the institutions connected to it. And that is why this story is moving fast. But as you are listening to me, I want you to stay calm and understand this clearly. Not everything that sounds strong is fully confirmed. Some things are still developing. And that is why it is important to stay updated. So please, like this video and subscribe, because I will keep bringing you updates in a way you will understand easily. Now, let's go deeper into the meaning behind this kind of situation. When people close to leadership are mentioned in sensitive discussion, it can affect how the public sees things. Even if nothing major has been officially confirmed, perception is powerful. If people begin to feel that there is tension somewhere, even without clear evidence, it can create questions, it can create curiosity, and it can keep people watching closely. And that is exactly what is happening right now. People are watching. People want to understand. People want clarity. Now, let me ask you something as you are listening. Do you think this situation is something serious developing behind the scenes, or do you think it is just a story growing bigger than it really is? Drop your thoughts, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Let's continue. Another important thing you must understand is how information spreads today. One small message can quickly become a big topic, especially when it involves well-known names. And once it starts spreading, different versions can appear, some correct, some not fully clear. So the best thing you can do is to stay focused on clear explanations like this, where everything is broken down step by step. Now, let's bring it back again. Auxilia Mnangagwa being mentioned with the military is something that will always get attention. Chiwenga's side being mentioned will also get attention because of his background. And the addition of a warning and another name makes the story even more engaging. But engagement does not always mean full confirmation. So always stay balanced. Now, listen carefully. This is very important. In any country, stability is key, and institutions like the military are part of that stability. So whenever their name comes into any kind of public discussion, it must be handled carefully. That is why stories like this are not just ordinary stories. They carry weight. But again, weight does not mean conclusion. It just means attention. And right now, attention is exactly what this situation has. Now, as we move forward, what should you be watching? Watch for clear statements. Watch for confirmed updates. Watch for consistency in information. Those are the things that will help you understand where this story is going. And as always, I will be here to break everything down for you. So please, like this video and subscribe so you don't miss anything. Now, let me slow it down again and make it even simpler. There is a developing situation involving important names. There are signals that people are trying to understand. There is no full official breakdown yet, and people are watching closely. That is the real situation right now. Nothing more, nothing less. But it is still important because it involves people and institutions that matter.